The farm teaches you humility. The city teaches you how to be boisterous. You know, the farm teaches you how to grow real wealth. The city teaches you forex and quick bucks. The farm teaches you silence and holistic living and slow living. The city teaches you the bustle and noisy clubs of the city. In every single way, there's no comparison. Initially, I didn't like it. You know, I would like, hey, this is an arid space. What can I ever do with this? But as I grow older and as I travel the world, I'm like, this is such a blessing right on my foot, but it's the rejected cornerstone. So I come back now with a vision and I start planting trees and I start, one tree after the other, and it comes into place. Owning land and identifying with land is the biggest gift you can give yourself, your family, and your generations to come. It's okay to own crypto. It's okay to own certificates, degrees here and there, but never detach from the soil. If you give me this gift when I'm past 50, I'm not sure what I'll do with it. Then my children have to wait till I'm like 70. And then, they're gonna sell it and there'll be no story. But now we are sitting saying a story because our father somewhere was wise enough to say, look, these things have no value if I don't allow them to invest their energy at their prime. Let's not gift our children inheritance when we've run out of energy and they've run out of ideas.
Looking at all this green place, it's hard to believe that not too long ago, this was just dry, empty bush. But today, this once dry place is now home to this incredible place. On today's episode of Reclaiming Our Identity Through the Soil, Elijah shares his journey of coming back to Kenya to build Ubuntu. He opens up about his father's role in this success and the hard truth on why Africans must finally take a risk on what we already own. We will definitely walk through this place and you will see the faces of great African leaders watching over us. It's a constant reminder of who we are, and Elijah uses this entire space to encourage Africans to invest in our land and our resources. He's proving that our heritage isn't just in history books, it's in the soil. This is the story of Ubuntu Eco Lodge. It has not just been built, but it has also been grown one tree after the other. From the eco-friendly rooms to the gardens where they grow their own organic food, every inch of this land has definitely been reclaimed. I really do hope this story definitely inspires you to continue reclaiming your identity through the soil. I keep saying, Africans, we have the resources. It's time for us to wake up and, most importantly, enjoy these resources that God has given unto us.
My name is Elijah Getui Ohenga, founder and creative director behind Ubuntu Creative Village. And this is a story that I'm excited to share with the Lynn Ngugi show today. Tell you how far we've come and share the story of Ubuntu from my soul, from my heart, because this has been a therapy project. It's been healing to go through this, and I can't wait to bring it to your audience.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to just sit here and have this conversation with you. Yesterday we spent the night here with the team, and you just wake up to very beautiful vibe, very beautiful energy. I mean, we were looking at this place yesterday at night, the visuals, the people, the calmness. Everything about this place is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
And for some reason, this place is a reflection of you, even how you talk to us, the energy you exude, like munaambatana. You are aligned.
Thank you very much. Yes, so this project starts in 2017, and I showed you the original photo. And I remember saying a prayer and telling God, the day I see a single bird at Ubuntu, I know you will have, because the radius of maybe from Nazarene all the way here, there were no trees, no buildings, no birds, you know, no life of sorts. This was a dusty, thirsty, arid, and, you know, nothing good. You know, it's almost when they say, is there anything good that can come out of Nazareth? So this as a gift from my father, I was wondering, what could I do with this? And I partnered with God and I said, look, the day I see birds here and life and trees. So when you say that, I almost feel the presence of God in this project. And that's why I'm very happy to testify that this has been such a blessing.
And it, you know, when you speak about it, because the journey to Ubuntu, we were coming, the roads are something else, right?
Yes.
The area also, some of the areas are really dry. And someone is wondering, how do you know, like, can something good, as you said, come out of Nazareth? Because if you had, kama ungeka hiyo place here, look at how dry this place is. You wouldn't have been here. Your ability to take risks, your ability to envision this even before it turned out to what we are seeing right now is commendable. And I think that speaks very highly of the stages we get to be in life. Sometimes the vision holder, people might not be able to see the vision that you have, but as long as it's in your mind, you know where you are going. Was it like that for you?
Yes, I have to share this because I feel like it's very critical now. And when you say vision holder, I would like to challenge all the men out there, because as a young boy, I remember my father buying this place and we were all like, My mom was like, where is he buying? And we joined my mother in the like, hey, that's too far. And sometimes the allure of what we know, the city lights and the noise of the city, can be such an illusion to so many of us. But whenever you're looking to be a vision holder and to grow you and grow your family, sometimes take a pause and step out of the city. The blessing could be not as shiny as you expect. Something good can come out. And you can see Lot's wife. She's struggling to leave Sodom and Gomorrah because it's a beautiful city. And she turns back and turns into a pillar of salt. So whenever you're thinking of a project, don't always go where everyone is. It's possible that there could come a good thing out somewhere in the bush somewhere if you really have a vision and believe in it. And so my father is the original vision holder. So I come on his shoulders and look at this gift. Initially, I didn't like it. You know, I would like, hey, this is an arid space. What can I ever do with this? But as I grow older and as I travel the world, I'm like, this is such a blessing right on my foot, but it's the rejected cornerstone. So I come back now with a vision and I start planting trees and I start, you know, one tree after the other, and it comes into place. But it's not a blessing I fully take credit for. I'd like to thank God the Father and my father. There are two fathers before me before I come into the play.
All right. And we are going to get into that because, again, as you said, your dad is very instrumental in this journey. When I was on a phone call with you, we were like, Lynn, we need to have this conversation. So even the parents that are watching, let them leave properties to their children when they are still alive. We don't have to wait for our parents to die and then fight over our will. Why can't parents just say, my son, I bless you. I am still alive. I want to see what you will do with that place. And we are going to get into that part, especially for the parents who are watching and they're still struggling. They're still thinking, is my son old enough to get this property? We are going to get there. However, because I want to and let you walk us through this journey. Our theme for the season is reclaiming our identity through the soil. And our key focus is on slow, intentional, and conscious living, right? So inside that theme, could you walk us through how are you reclaiming your identity through the soil, and what does slow, intentional, and conscious living look like for you?
Number one, I'd like to really thank you and your team for thinking, it's not the most shiny topic.
Yes.
You know, the soil is associated with dirt, and tell you the truth, a lot of us, a lot of Kenyans and Africans were educated by farmers. Our grandfathers, our grandmothers, these were all tilling the soil. But at some point, they brought us a curriculum which made farming look like the thing for the poor people. But I tell you, this is how sometimes we replace price with value. We seem to know the price of everything, but the value of nothing.
Whoa.
We were given curriculum that took away our heritage, took away our identity, and took away our blessing. And we were then dressed in suits, going into offices to own paper, certificates, owning land and identifying with land is the biggest gift you can give yourself, your family, and your generations to come. It's okay to own crypto. It's okay to own certificates, degrees here and there, but never detach from the soil. And we were educated on the backs. My grandfather was a tea picker in Kericho. My great-grandfather kept cows and, multiplied them. My father is a civil engineer, but I now reclaim and go back towards the soil. Because the moment we detached from that, we lost a serious part. You can see now a lot of us are taking away coffee farms and tea farms and maize farms and putting real estate. And then we call that progress. If you go to Kiambu, I've been doing a tour around Kenya looking at tea and coffee farms and, French beans and all that. And I've just come back. And it is sad to say, if we don't watch out, we are replacing value with price. Let us go back to the soil. And for me, it is so important. I have 2 sons, and now I introduce them very early on to get in touch with the soil. Because my story quickly, I finished high school, and my dad had already gifted me this place. So as I go to the UK for my education, my mind is always about home because I have something I know when a lot of Africans go to Europe, they already want to get a visa and get citizenship.
Yes.
But as I get there, because I'm already in touch with this soil, my mind was like, what can I do back home? So I go in day one, I already know I want to go out. I wasn't like, I'm gonna stay here. No. I saw the snow, I saw all these things. So I keep telling people, Africans, we have the best weather, we have the best soil, we have the best labor system, we have the best climate, and we have the best ecosystem to really build wealth right from the soil up. And that's the correct way to build wealth.
Good.
Yeah.
So another interesting thing you mentioned, by the time you are going to the UK, your father has already given you this property.
Yes.
What age were you, and what influenced him to trust you with this property at such a young age, and what did he want to instill in your mind?
I think everyone who knows my father is a man who thinks outside the box forever. He's never been your average man. He thinks outside the box. And my father is alive and to date. And I know we associate land with inheritance after the fact. So it's a beautiful thing to see a father who thinks very differently. Because if you give me this gift when I'm past 50, I'm not sure what I'll do with it. Then my children have to wait till I'm like 70. And then, they're gonna sell it and there'll be no story. But now we are sitting saying a story because our father somewhere was wise enough to say, look, these things have no value if I don't allow them to invest their energy at their prime. Let's not gift our children inheritance when we've run out of energy and they've run out of ideas. Let us think through differently. And this place is called Ubuntu. Ubuntu means I am because we are. The African way of doing things was not like the Western way of doing things. Our great-grandfathers from an early age took the boys to tend the goats and cows together. And once you were circumcised, they will give you 5. They will then give you a cow. And they'll teach you how to build that wealth. We did not wait till we died to pass on wealth.
Yes.
Young men and then the young girl will spend time with the mother, and she will learn tailoring and cooking and looking after the homestead. And it was a beautiful symbiotic relationship, and the fathers protected the mothers. And I remember growing up, our sisters were almost, you don't touch my sisters. When we keep saying, let's fight patriarchy, let's do this, let's not take the narrative of the white man wholesale. The African systems were beautiful. Our mothers were protected. Our sisters were protected. And the land was tilled together, and the proceeds and harvest were shared first within the family and then in the community. They will harvest, in Kikuyu culture, and they will do muratina, and the whole community will dance. Let us not lose our African Ubuntu ethos, cultures, and norms because we are buying the white man's narrative wholesale.
Hey, powerful.
Yeah.
Wow. When you say that, I realize how much of our culture we have demonized, right?
Yes.
How much of our culture we've replaced. And right now, even when you see someone practicing Ubuntu, to some people it's retrogressive. Like, what are you doing? What does this even look like? But I love that you have maintained that you are still an African to the core.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean you are not like powerful or learned or educated. Here you are communicating, walking us through your thought process, and it's beautiful to listen to you. So I think what you are doing, you are demystifying these myths that the African culture is not beautiful, because it is. It is, right?
Lynn, shocking.
Yeah.
The more educated you become, the more you understand that the African system of governance, leadership, judicial processes, farming, eco-living were way ahead of their time. If you look at the medicinal, and the problem is we as Africans don't document, but we were already doing heart surgeries and brain surgeries in the 1800s. When you tell me Ben Carson, all respect to Ben Carson, but I know in Kisi they have been doing open brain surgery since 1900s. These things are not new. And they had trees from the forest that they will use for anesthesia. Look at our judicial systems. If you did something wrong in the community, they will call you around a fireplace. And that's why at Ubuntu, you notice we have a lot of fireplaces. So elders will sit round, and you will come. And if I'm accusing you, I will come, and we will have a conversation. And there'll be a drum of beer. When we are done, that matter is dispended and finished, and me and you become friends and as we exit. So it's very intentional for me to name this place Ubuntu, because I realize how much of our history and heritage could have benefited the world. You wouldn't need a UN if the African system of governance and leadership was what came to the core. How we farmed, how we used cow dung and goat dung to farm, organic farming, and then we will use the extra cow dung to build very aesthetic and also architecturally sound, beautiful homes. Now we are going backwards. If you look at Masai Mara, the most expensive units per night are the ones that are more African in architecture, with grass-thatched roof. When it's hot, it's calm inside. When it's cold outside, it's warm inside. Our own architecture as Africans was amazing. When we analyze all these things, and I don't speak from a point of arrogance, I speak from a point of humility, that the way forward for Africa is to go backwards, not forwards.
the way forward for Africans is to go backwards.
Go back to your
grandfather.
grandfather.
Go back to basics.
Go back to your grandmother.
Yeah.
Learn from her. We had systems that worked. But now we are in turmoil and chaos because we are trying to take someone else's blueprint and, try to fix it.
And it won't work.
It won't work.
Yes.
Yeah.
At all.
It won't work. We were going on pizza dates. Where is Githeri and Mokimo? We are wearing all, white attire suits from Italy. We are watching soap operas from Philippines and Brazil.
Weddings.
We have the comedy. We had very good dance from Benin, from Togo. We have what it takes, but someone in the middle of the night swapped value for price, and we now consume everything imported, forgetting that what we had is what we should have packaged to give the rest of the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, we are learning. We are learning and learning and relearning.
Yeah.
And I say this because there is hope. I get a lot of emails right now, even from people in diaspora.
Okay.
I read these emails. They are telling me, Lynn, because of some of the episodes that you've aired, we are coming back home. We are coming to build home. Yesterday, I was actually visiting Moore Hills, and I was chilling with the Mother to Guardian Angel.
Yes.
And I was so excited for her, saying she's coming to retire back home, right?
Yeah.
And she has this vision of building this very beautiful place. So when I say there is hope, when people like you speak, I love it, because 10 other people will look at your story and they will be inspired, and they will say, if Elijah is doing that, I too can do that, you know? And we are not saying go backwards in a bad way, but we gotta go back to basics.
We go back to
that
basics.
That is the bare minimum. We have to go. But let's go back to basics with this lovely place here. Our audience have already seen the image of how it looked like, right? So when you come back to Kenya, first and foremost, where do you start? Finances, the design, you have a lot of fireplaces around. I think as I was doing a tour, one of the things that I realized, you are very intentional with the spaces. Everything means something.
Yes.
So visually, could you walk us through this place, the starting, the challenges, and right now, have you arrived? Is this what you wanted it to turn out, you know? Could you walk us through that? So if someone is on this journey, they too can learn from your journey as well.
So I come back in 2013. I start working at Kabarak University as a lecturer and also head of procurement. But also Kabarak is very beautiful. It reinforces my desire to start here. So as I come from Kabarak, every weekend I start bringing trees, one after another. And at a time I'll bring 100 trees, 200 trees. Even today I've come with trees. There is no single day I come here and I don't carry trees. I was in Nigeria and Dakar recently, and I carried a lot of seeds. I keep hoping they don't snatch them from me in the airport. So everywhere I go, I know while people are collecting perfumes, I'm this guy going backwards. I'm looking for seeds. I'm looking for different trees there that are beautiful that we can bring here. And I keep telling farmers, like I'll be in Malawi soon, and I was talking to Chikondi, like we should start seed banks of our indigenous trees. I'm telling you, the billionaires of tomorrow will not own iPhones. They will own trees. And indigenous trees.
And land.
And that's why I keep saying, let's go backward. We were doing okay. And it's not a bad thing to say, let's go backward. So Ubuntu then is one tree at a time. Sometimes it's 100 trees, sometimes it's 1,000 trees. I've come up with a few canters load of trees here. And for every tree that has grown, I might have lost one. So the ones surviving, you can imagine the ones that have died. But that's the process of life. You win some, you lose some. But the idea is never be stagnant. When you're stagnant, even water, when it's stagnant, it breeds mosquitoes. There's nothing good that happens in a stagnant space. So if you have some land somewhere, don't look at it. Every weekend, every other day when you have a moment, go with some trees, and especially fruit trees. Pawpaws, pomegranates, bananas, mangoes, oranges, because in a few years, as you visit now, you'll be eating farm fresh fruits from your own sweat. So I'm a believer in one day at a time, taking every day as a learning experience, seeing what's working, adjusting. And even as I began, even within the family and neighbors, there was a lot of skepticism. What is he doing? Is he wasting money? Because this place, honestly, wasn't good to look at.
Yes.
But my desire was that this becomes a shining example to the rest of the community on what can happen when we put our minds, hands, and soul into something. I'm very excited to tell you, a lot of my neighbors have learned from this place. And if there's an activity that goes on around Twala a lot, people are planting trees a lot.
A lot.
Yes.
Love it. Man, so even the community right now is looking at you as a source of inspiration. They are following, they are planting trees because at the end of the day, they look at it and it turned out beautifully. And I'm sure anyone would want such a place, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, but this is not your home though. This is Ubuntu.
This is Ubuntu.
So what is Ubuntu? What purpose does this place serve?
So Ubuntu first started as a farm.
Yeah.
So we used to grow a lot of basil and herbs to export to Italy especially. But over time, as I came here with friends, we needed somewhere to stay because sometimes you will come and you'll be lazy to go back to the city. It's only 24, 25 kilometers from Nairobi, but it feels like you've come a long way because of the roads again. So that is what gave birth to the Ubuntu farmhouse. So we started with the ground floor. And now, if you come to Ubuntu today, you have farmhouse, you have a library, and we are trying to stock African authors. You have an art gallery. We are trying to get people engaged in their mental faculties as they spend time here. You have a farm, you could go and garden. There is a gym, there is a spa, sauna, steam, mud bath. So we are looking at the tripartite, the body, the mind, and the soul. Every aspect of your being should find solace while at Ubuntu. And remember, I told you when I started here, I prayed for God to allow life and birds. In the last count, we counted over 27 species to 30 species of birds. That is not just a bird, that is an answered prayer to me. So Ubuntu then is an ecosystem that works for me and for my guests who visit with me to find a space where they can inspire their mind again and rest the soul. Our tagline is refresh your soul. So this space fits a family, an individual, even a small corporate organization. You could come and spend time at our farm, but we're not very overly commercial. We also want it to be a home. Just come, walk barefoot, enjoy the birds, enjoy the fruits in the farm. Go pick some veggies and cook. We have some outdoor kitchen that we can allow you to cook for yourself. We are not very rigid as your normal lodge or, and because it never started as a commercial space, I hope that it's never fully a commercial space. It should be just that space for your soul.
For you to come and refresh and reset, unwind.
Love
that. Also, one of the struggles a lot of people face when they start such projects is what now happens to you said you are a lecturer, right? So how are you able to balance that? You have this dream, you have your profession, so how are you able to balance that as well?
Yeah, that wasn't easy, but you see, once your vision is set, no man, no woman, no law, no war will stop you. You will find a way where there is no way, and it gets exciting as you begin. The first trees you planted, they're the ones that give you the thumbs up, like, let's keep doing this. So you can see a human can pat your back, but when a tree pats your back, ask Wangare Maathai. it feels good that, this to see flowers and tree grow is one of the most revolutionary acts there is. We take them for granted, and that's why we cut trees aimlessly. But to watch a tree grow is a miracle every day. Anything that has life is miraculous.
Yes.
So as you see these trees grow, you get excited and you get the energy. And this moment you will have spent going to the club to have a drink, you will rather spend it on your farm.
Yes.
So you start saving money ultimately from this one revolutionary act of just planting one tree. You begin creating time when you had a very busy schedule.
Yes.
So it's possible, just start and watch how time, money, and every other resource avails itself.
Okay, great. Now, one of the key observations I also made, especially when we were having breakfast with the team, the portraits. Again, there was Nkrumah, there was Wangari Maathai, and the rest of the champions that we had around us.
Yes.
What influenced that, or what message are you trying to pass through?
Yeah, so I'm at the core, I'm a Pan-African. At the very core, I'm a Pan-African. And I believe, like I said earlier, Africa has a lot to teach the world. We consume a lot, but we need to shift the pyramid inversely.
Yes.
We need to teach the world a lot. Look at Africa. I'm just going to give you some quick snapshots. This is the only continent where anybody is welcome. You could be Vietnamese and you come to Kenya and you are home. You could be British and you come to Laikipia and you are home. So Africa, in one way or another, is the cradle of humanity. And it's one of the places where we need to really amplify the voices from Africa. So when you see those portraits, you see Traore, you see Wangari Maathai, you see Rosa Parks, you see Martin Luther King Jr., you see Kwame Nkrumah.
Malcolm.
All these to say, are you listening? Do you know what they've been saying for all this long? If you listen to Mandela, every time is around peace and peace building and our cultural identity. If you listen to Wangari Maathai, she's talking about living together with the ecosystem and growing. So we need to amplify African voices, and I'm glad channels like the Lynn Ngugi show is already doing that, and more are coming up, because there is a lot we have to show the world, to teach the world. Look at our fabrics, some of the most iconic fabrics, and if we were to present them in the way they should, the Paris show and the New York show will be all about African fashion and fabric. Look at our way of farming and our organic way of growing food. We could feed the world from the soil in Africa. Look at our sports people with very little resources. Diego holds a javelin and goes and wins. And that's why I keep saying, no disrespect to Serena Williams or Tiger Woods, but the day African children can get similar opportunities to hold a tennis racket or a golf club, Africa is going to take over sports, whether it's baseball, whether it's NBA, whether it's... So as I call this place Ubuntu, then I'm very Pan-African to say, look, we are here and we exist and we've been speaking, but it's time now to move to action where people come home, invest back in Africa, grow communities, grow food, grow sports facilities and structures. And that's why the icons that have done it in the past find a space to get a portrait. And we are going to do more, So if there's an icon, an African icon, and you will love for us to feature them at Ubuntu, share with me. Let me know why they stand out for you. And we'll love to do that portrait and share the story. It could be Kenyan, it could be the young boy in Malawi who creates energy for their community, the renewable energy. I would love Ubuntu to be the space where all these icons find a home and find a voice.
Love to hear that. But someone is watching this and they're like, Elijah, it's good when this Pan-Africanism spirit, but look at our politicians, right? They're in bed with our colonizers. So how do we fight for these things in our country? Well, at governance level, there's a stopper. It's like there's only a place we can go so high. Like there's a limit for us as citizens.
But you've said that and it's true.
Yeah.
But have you seen the latest generation? Yes. And have you seen how they're engaging? Tukokadi is one of the brightest movement I've ever seen. And I'm glad that people are no longer sitting and watching from a distance. Someone like me in 2022, I vied in Dagoretti North.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Yes.
I was number 2. Of course, there were stories in there. But this is the same message I was carrying with me. And I'm glad that in our generation, looks like things, it's almost dark before dawn. Things are shaping up. And Kenya and countries like Nigeria and South Africa need to be at the forefront of this revolution, the mental revolution, where we use our wealth. Look at Kenya. It's been looted mercilessly from 1963, non-stop. Lynn, non-stop. I'm talking about from the executive level to the judiciary level to the legislative arm.
Yes.
Everyone is on a looting spree from 1963. How wealthy do you have to be for people to break into your house daily and not pull you to the ground? That should tell you how wealthy we are.
Yes.
That we have enough resources for everyone's need, not everyone's greed.
Good.
Okay, we have enough. But now things are changing, and the younger generation is actually applying the Ubuntu philosophies without knowing.
They are going back.
They are going back.
Yes.
And they're demanding their voices to be heard. And I like the Gen Zs. They're not fighting for I. If you look at them, when you try to hand them something, they're like, no, just make the system work. I don't want to benefit unfairly from the system. Can we have laws and structures that work?
Yes.
And then everyone else will apply their God-given talent in the opportunities that present themselves. We don't want favors. Can we have a level playing field where a son of Kogelo and a son of Taita and the one in Lamu and the one in Turkana have a fair chance at life because they receive quality education, quality healthcare, quality infrastructure, and they are then hired because of what they have achieved, not who or what their surname is. That's all we're asking for. It's not rocket science.
So we don't want favors. We just want systems that work.
Yeah.
You know, when we say Tukokadi, man, that is making me proud. I see Adeba Alans and the young people going hard on X and still fighting. And as you're saying, we have an unbreakable spirit. Because when I look at someone like Adeba, a guy I really love, and all the things he went through in 2024, they tried to break his spirit, you know, and he's still back in 2026, leading a stronger movement. That really makes me happy. Really makes me happy. I am so happy of these young people and what they are doing.
And you can see they do not sell out.
No.
They know the value and they are rejecting the price tags. And for me, life is about value versus price. When you have no price tag, then you demand for better for everybody. And that's the best ideal for all of us. When you don't want something just for you, you want it for you and the community. And that's the word Ubuntu. At the core of the word Ubuntu is I am because we are. You actually believe that my neighbor should have the same benefits that I have. And yes, building countries on Ubuntu spirit and Ubuntu philosophies is something we should look at. And on the young Gen Zs also, there needs to be, if you look we are 70% youthful population. But of those 70%, less than 10% have meaningful income.
Yes.
What are we saying as a country, Lynn? We are saying if the biggest problem you have as a nation is youthful unemployment,
Yes.
not even SGR, not even roads, the biggest problem we have is youthful unemployment. Why aren't we using even 30% of our resources to cater for the main problem? SGR can come, but a little later. Roads can come, but a little later. How do we first handle this? It's almost like in your home, you have a big heap of soil, and then you have a few.
Yes.
And why are you cleaning here when you can first deal with the? So we need to refocus
Our priorities.
Get back to getting young people into innovation centers, into sports centers, into farms, and proper. You can see some countries, a little resource like Netherlands, they produce a lot of milk and they've trained the young people in farming. Imagine if we put resources to train young people in farming properly, best of the best. We put money in sports. We put money in innovation hubs and programming and coding and creative hubs and amphitheaters across each of the 47 counties where the talented comedians, artists, and musicians can find spaces to grow their talent. And then we export these talents, you know. So we've made a case through marathon, we win. Lupita Nyong'o just went and competes at the very highest level. So we have the talent. It's just that we've never resourced correctly. We resource corruption, we resource SGR, which is okay, but there's no need I'm spending 1 trillion on an SGR that goes one way and then back when I have 70% of my population in dire straits.
Yeah.
Put that money this side and then tax these young people when they establish their career and craft to build the SGR.
Good.
Don't borrow, build the SGR, and then these young people cannot even afford that ticket. So 70% of your population cannot afford the SGR. Why are you building it? Let's resource these young people. Let's build stadiums, sports centers. Let's hire coaches at the highest level. Let these young people expend their energies and talent. And in another 10 years, they are old. This is the only time we have to salvage their talent and craft, to create, you know, a momentum that can salvage their opportunity.
I'm traveling to a lot of villages, you know, just having these conversations, areas outside Nairobi. And one thing bothers my spirit, and I would love to hear your views on it. What do you think about affordable housing? I was actually yesterday checking one structure, affordable housing, in the middle of a village. And that did not, that really bothers me.
Look, African leaders can really apply lipstick on a pig.
Oh!
We
Lipstick on a pig.
we love shiny toys that drive nowhere. We just want to park them there and pump our chests. Affordable housing is misplaced. You know, even in very developed countries, no one asks you to build anyone a home. Create opportunities, reduce taxes. They will have enough money to build their own homes. Make these young people I'm talking about get jobs. They will go back to their villages and build their own affordable homes, you know. So for a nation like ours, to start building houses is just another avenue for large-scale wholesale corruption. It serves no one, and the boda guys and the mama mboga, they really don't need that house. They know how to hustle and buy a small piece in Kamulu or back in their village, and then they can use African Ubuntu architecture to build beautiful homes and collect water and renewable energy. No one asks for a house. People want jobs. People want dignity. People want the rule of law. People want an end to corruption. They will then build their own lives how they want to. You cannot give someone a free home or an affordable. What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
You are taking away their industry and creativity. Let them build their own homes, but create an environment that makes sure that all of us can afford to build those homes.
Do you think the same way we concentrated on rural to urban migration, now we need to educate people on urban to rural migration? And do you think there's kuna mtu ataki watu wafanye this conversation, like there's an obstacle? People don't want us to realize how powerful our land and our resources are.
How powerful that question is. When I was vying in Dagoretti North, Kawangware is one of the most impoverished areas of Nairobi, and I've also interacted a lot with Kibera. You notice that some of these guys have 2-3 acres at home, but they are here living next to a sewer line, very dilapidated conditions. You live, the prodigal son is no one else, it's just me and you, when we don't apply our minds. Sometimes we read these stories and they are far removed, but when you look at your own life, how you make choices, you are that person, you know? So it's time people go back to the villages. And in this era of technology, you can actually work from the village. Go back home, that 2 acre, grow some sunflower, buy a cold press and start packaging sunflower oil and sell to the community and tell your story as you do that. Go back to your 1 acre, plant passion fruits. Start making juices with the overripe ones and sell the other one to the shops around you. You will make a much more decent income. And what you're also doing, you are learning a lot. But when you live in Kibra, you live in Kawangware, you live in Twala, and you wake up every day doing the same thing. You go to Mjengo, get 500. There are those who don't have any piece of land, so it's okay. You can expend your energy, save, and buy something small. But for those who have some little parcel, I beseech you, go back to the land. It will smile back at you.
What's in the land, Elijah? What's in the land? Because also there was that conversation on X, and again, there's this, oh, land is not important, guys, money market fund, this and this. And I'm not saying I'm not saying those saving options are wrong, but maybe from you who has really experienced the power of the soil, what really is in land?
You see, and I like to be blunt because that way we help those who can be helped. Money markets and all these gimmicks, or education policy, insurance policy, they sound good on paper. But someone takes your money today when it's valuable and gives it back to you in 15 years when it has lost a lot of value, and somehow makes that a good deal in our minds, and we buy it hook, line, and sinker. Someone gives you a mortgage today, and most of the people who own apartments in Nairobi, they don't actually own those apartments. They don't even have the sectional titles. They don't even know how much longer there is lease on that land. Someone buys a 20 million apartment that they pay for over 20, 30 years. How much lease is left on that apartment by the time you are done? And then you are paying service charge monthly. And then when we are talking like this, they'll say, hey, number B9, keep your volume low. I pay 30 million for the caretaker to tell me what volume I need to play my radio. How much power do we give up just for convenience? And I thank my Father because a lot of my thoughts I've inculcated from a very young age.
Yes.
Maybe I'll convince him to sit down with you sometime.
Please.
He thinks differently, and he has been such a power lighthouse in my life.
Good.
So I reject conversations around mortgages and all these gimmicks. Imagine someone 20 million. That is 5 acres a little far from Nairobi. And then, not even for 20 million, there are places where an acre is $1 million.
Yes.
So you still have 15 million. Another 5 million, how many goats can you buy? And then another 5 million, you do 2 acres of pixie oranges. And then your children, if you have 3, can inherit each 4 or 3 acres, depending on how. You take that money, place it in an apartment because it's a shiny toy. You can't believe how many people, the eyes are the problem. They like excitement. And sometimes, unfortunately, our women also love convenience. Our pendi vumbi, our pendi matatu. So when you are trying to say, let's go to Kamulu and buy it, they're like, what are you saying?
Yes.
But in 10 years, when all your fruits are flowering and you have your driveway and you have it's the wisest, most important thing you will have done. And then remember, as you plant all of these things, your children are watching and they are learning. So it's a school outside of school. So sometimes, but what does my son learn from me buying an apartment? What can I ever teach him about wealth and about wealth creation, about planting a seed and patience and watching it grow? So forget just the benefit of it, of growing, but the lessons of life that are hidden in a farm. No wonder our grandparents were humble people. The farm teaches you humility. The city teaches you how to be boisterous. You know, the farm teaches you how to grow real wealth. The city teaches you forex and quick bucks. The farm teaches you silence and holistic living and slow living. The city teaches you the bustle and noisy clubs of the city. In every single way, there is no comparison.
Zero.
But the eye is so alluring, and it takes us in a trajectory that many of us end up in a big hole.
Yeah. Man, that's such a powerful lesson right there. You know, there's so much wisdom in you. Even this conversation for me alone is so important. I look at you, I look at your morals, I look at your thought pattern, I look at what you've been able to create here in alignment with God, and it's just so powerful. But let's get to the design of this place. Because again, as I said, everything in this farm, it's very intentional, right? From the structure to the bathrooms to the lighting, so many elements. Could you give us maybe a visual tour of this place, and how did these elements come to be? Were they intentionally chosen, or did you just say, napenda hii acha niweke hii hapo?
So amazingly, this space has no master plan. It has been growing organically. The story began with a farm and gently started moving back towards creating a space where I could use, and my friends when they come. So it has been evolving. Even this driveway alone is a journey of its own. You should see the gate that was there, how it was. Every little space here, every inch square has its own story. And starting gently, like where the library is and the art gallery, was initially just some daybeds, some swings, and later transformed. This house was initially to be just a 4 below here, but the foundation had been done very well. So later, we built the 12. So the farmhouse, as you drive into the driveway and come in, you get into the fireplace, and then enter the farmhouse. It's a 12-bedroom villa, and we've tried to really make it simple and rustic.
Yes.
So there's a lot of wood, and one thing you'll notice, there's a lot of light intentionally, a lot of big windows all around as you go. There's no reason to plant all these trees and then live in a cage with grills and, you know, metal doors. No. So every bedroom intentionally has a lot of light coming in, and the roof is a little higher than normal just to allow the airflow come in, and, you know, and then almost everything is artistic and African.
Yes.
So you will look at the kind of tables we've used here. It's just wood that you take and, you know, polish here and there. The dining table is a Lamu style, Damu table. The lighting, a lot of guitar, a lot of fish, you know, just very things that on a day-to-day you find within the African community. The artworks on the wall, you know, what we've used, instead of paint, we've used lime, which is more organic and less chemicals again. The bathrooms also very simple, very rustic, again light everywhere you turn. We want that anywhere you're in Ubuntu, you see trees, you know, you see light, you see fresh air.
Yes.
So
locally sourced?
Locally sourced. And we are currently actually working with some local artists. We want to get more and more art, and that's why I was asking your viewers, is there an African icon that you feel, you know, we should feature at Ubuntu? Share with Lynn, she'll let us know.
Yes, I'm gonna.
So that when she's back here, she can find 5 more.
Good.
And could be one of these Gen Zs who stood out.
Yes.
And you know, we should not honor people when they are old.
Can I recommend Can I recommend a
Yes,
Gen Z?
yes.
Alan.
Alan.
Could you?
We will, we'll get someone to do a
Yes.
portrait for him.
Yeah.
And maybe offer him 2 nights with some of his friends to come and have some conversations here.
Yes.
Because this is really not a very commercial space. Beyond the commercial part of it, we will also like to inspire, educate, and learn from each other.
I love that.
Yeah.
The goal is not to overly commercialize
Yes,
it.
yes.
It's the Ubuntu.
The Ubuntu, yes.
Yes.
And I tell you, when you're not overly commercial, money will follow you. It will find you.
I love that.
Don't pursue.
That's my mantra, actually.
Don't pursue. I see this generation, everything is about a balance sheet and a price tag. There is value beyond price. You know, give up on price conversations and you'll find value in a lot of things that you even ignore.
Good.
You know?
Yes.
So we then have a swimming pool. We have outdoor kitchens. We have a library, an art gallery made of wood, beautiful. We have a big conference room with trees inside.
Yes.
I would love to call it the Wangare Maathai Bamboo Hall.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's, if you go in there, trees inside, and I can't wait for the kind of conversations that we will be having there. You know,
yes.
We would like to highlight some of the people, and this is one shortfall we have. The media in Kenya and Africa focuses too much on politicians that we lose so many good people. Teachers in the villages doing so much good work, some nurses doing so much good work, some athletes and some storytellers. But our media is infatuated with, I think since I was born, the name Raila never missed on the paper, Kalonzo, Ruto, Moi. Like we are so overfed with one narrative that we've forgotten that there are people beneath here who are not even political, who exist, who actually have done a lot for this nation, but they are covered in the heap and the plethora of news that is politics.
Let's talk about the plants, you know, the crops in this place, a lot of indigenous plants and crops around.
Yeah.
Is this place purely organic? And also in terms of water and solar, is it fully or 100% off grid?
Yeah, so we have a dam where we collect rainwater. and use it during very dry season, because we're in Kajiado, it gets really dry. But we also supplement with a borehole. So we have a borehole, but if possible, we'd love to collect as much rainwater as possible. So an idea to build another dam is on the works, so that then the borehole is supplementing very little. Yes, we are off-grid, but we also have KPLC on standby, but we use solar. And we are 70% solar. By June, we are looking to be 100% solar. With KPLC as the backup, not the other way around. And then the water we use here, we don't waste it. It all goes to a biodigester. And from your shower, from the kitchen, everything goes to a biodigester. And then we find a way to get it back to the farm, to the grass, to keep the environment green and clean. So we are working towards becoming a full ecosystem where, you know, when we eat food, whatever remains goes back to the farm. The chicken have it, they give us the egg. That cyclical system is what we are now currently building to make it compact and watertight. We are doing very well. And, you know, that's because my dream now from this is to build maybe a 300-acre Ubuntu village now for more people. So this is just but a prototype. I would love that this gift is shared with so many other. Imagine people thinking the same within the same community. Maybe you're running your own school for your kids and their curriculum is nature. You supplement with CBC, but you know, your main curriculum is nature and how to grow food, how to collect water, how to build engines, how to repair cars, you know, more hands-on skills. So the dream is now starting next year. I'm identifying a space for a very big Ubuntu village, getting the diaspora involved. I'm already in talks with so many people who love together to come up with an amazing 300. And people should do that. In families, come together, build ecosystems at work. The cities in the next few years will be not where to stay.
It will be chaotic.
Look at Nairobi now, it's almost bursting in its seams. A little flooding, a little, and you know, in a few years, the best case scenario is you're not in a city. You interact with the city now and again as you wish, but it's not the best for our mind and soul.
And the crops, the plants, the indigenous.
So we have a lot of fruits here, maybe about 15 different types of fruits. We have basil in the greenhouses, but we used to do a lot of basil. I'm moving that to Ngong, where I'm now focusing more on the farming in an off-site location. Here we'll just retain whatever my guests will need. So I'll grow veggies and capsicums just for my guests who visit with me here. The main farming will be moved to a different site that is already ongoing.
All right. Yeah, man, the veggies in this place. I nilikuwa tunaangalia hizo veggies nasema, what is this? You know, the veggies, the chicken.
The chicken,
I think last time when he came here with the children, one of the things she was like sharing is how the children were so excited to slaughter the chicken, the farm to table concept. People can come here and just prepare their own food straight from the farm to the kitchen. That is wonderful.
Yeah, Wayne of Plan Back to Africa. Oh, this is her other home. She loves coming here with the family, and the kids really enjoy to swim, to go to the... And you see, that's very intentional. We want to make this a school, so you are learning without knowing you are learning, but also offer you facilities to relax. So you can swim, you can have but at the core of it, you're learning a lot gently, and that's also intentionally put in there.
I know a lot of people are also watching this from diaspora, considering you were once in the UK, you came back. maybe could you share with them how the transition journey was, the challenges? A lot of them are also scared of coming back because they are like, okay, Lynn, even if I come back, where do I start, right? Maybe from your experience, what would you want to tell them, and would you encourage them to come back?
There's nowhere better than Africa, period. That, I mean, you can jump up, go high, go wide. And this is not just me as an African saying. Even the biggest billionaires in the world, they've traversed the world and they find Africa too. And I said earlier, we have one of the best climates, one of the best soils. So when we see boatloads of young men, immigrants through Libya capsizing and dying, and I saw some young men hanging on a British Airways plane, the stowaways. You see, America is such a perfect brand. It's not a real country per se. America is a business. So they've packaged America as a brand, the land of the free and the brave, and that symbol. And, you know, even me as a young boy, I was like, wow, when will I get to America?
I know.
It's as if, and then they do for you a movie coming to America.
Yes.
We've been, Hollywood and all these people have been working on our mind since we were young, because we are not consuming African content. We've been consuming narratives that are PR. They tell you all that, and then you get to America, and then they call you, and then they tell you why you're here, who brought you here, and then there are shootouts every other week. I was telling my friends from the US the other day, I am now 43. I have never witnessed a shootout in Kenya. I don't want to. Maybe sometimes the fireworks, I think it's gunshots, but I've never been in a situation where I don't own a gun. I don't want to own a gun. I was hosting a friend of mine last week. He lives in Texas. He has 44 guns. 44 guns. Wow. And he tells me it's necessity. And he has to teach his kids how to use guns. So when Africans leave, this is the actual land of the free and the brave, where Maasais walk with lions. But we've been sold these narratives for so many years that a kid in the village in Tanzania and Uganda in Pakwach, they are sitting under a tree and they look at America as their get out of jail card. It is a facade. It is a lie. It is a well-crafted narrative. If you can travel there, go, see, but you'll be back home as soon as possible, because Africa, again, the economy in Europe is now growing at 1% to 2%. It is only Africa that is growing at more than 12 to 13% annually. All these other places are on the decline. Look at Europe, some countries are growing negatively and they are losing value. And they are taking their money to spend it in Africa. Look at all the Chinese coming this way. They know this is the only place you can place your $10, and at the end of the year, that $10 is now $200.
Yes.
Only place on earth.
Yeah, look at the Israelis.
Look at the Israelis. They are coming here. But they lying to us, so we go and leave our land. And then they come and occupy our land. They even talk about Israeli bringing their teenagers here, because there's nothing out there. But when you tell people this, they think you're arrogant because you've been out there. It's almost like you're gatekeeping. There's nothing we're gatekeeping. We are telling you facts. It's beautiful roads, beautiful electricity, and an empty shell. My summary is, the West has facilities to support life, but no life. Africa has life, but we have not yet built the infrastructure to support life. So choose life and grow Africa, or go pursue the allure of success, but that is a shallow pit to nothingness.
What legacy do you want to leave behind?
I want to lend my voice to truth. I want to lend my voice to the environment, to get us to really nurture what we've been given so freely. I want to lend my voice to uplifting the African voices and telling the African story in a manner that realigns value versus price.
Yes.
Because the biggest lie in the room is people know the price of everything but the value of nothing. When you leave your God-given soil to go and pursue a career in, I don't know, I don't want to mention some of the careers, is just absurd. My legacy will be to convince people to work together, especially Africans. Stop working like silos. You know, we love, Elijah wants to own 100% Ubuntu. Then I feel like,
you're the boss.
But people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, you find that he owns just 5% of Amazon. 5%. Can we stop this infatuation with owning everything? Let's work together.
Yes.
That's one of the things we can borrow from the West. They really know how to work together. They put money together, they put systems and laws that work, and then they grow industries.
Yeah.
If that is the one thing I can borrow from UK, is how their law and order works for everyone. I mean, if Cameron parks, when I was there, it was David Cameron as the Prime Minister, and his car was clamped because he parked in the wrong. Can you imagine if you are to try and clamp President Ruto? It will be clamping 500 cars.
Thank you.
If in a
convoy,
where do you even
yes.
start?
Yeah.
Why does he need 500 cars? When on my way from Paddington to Reading, on Fridays you will find Cameron with his newspaper with maybe one security.
Yeah.
That's the kind of, because we are putting money in a day. The amount of money wasted in Kenya in one day is enough to feed all the children and get them, all of them in a class. We need to wake up. We need to arise. We need to reverberate these conversations in every home in Kenya to realign how we look at things and how we look at value.
Yes.
And apportion value where it should be apportioned.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow, what a conversation.
Yeah.
This has to be one of the most beautiful conversations I've had lately.
Thank you.
You are an inspiration to me.
Asante.
Even as me and my partner venture into our Ngugi farm,
we
keep learning and learning and learning from people like you who have gone before us.
Yes.
But as I said, the joy is knowing that leo ni wewe, kesho ni mimi, and then looking back 5 years, there'll be thousands of us.
Yes.
And that means the impact will have been felt, and the impact is still being felt. So we really do appreciate people like you. All I can say is you crawled so that people like us can walk, and it's beautiful. And we really do appreciate you, the way you have, you know, the spirit of Ubuntu, you reminding us what being an African is all about. Sometimes when I have conversations like this, people will say, my God, who has radicalized Lynn Ngugi? And I keep telling them, no, it's not the radicalization, it's the Africanization of Lynn Ngugi. I am enjoying having conversations with people like you. For the first time, I am seeing how important our continent is. And as you said, Africa is actually the land of the free.
And the brave,
And the brave. This is the land. This is the land. And if we don't play our part right now, the generations that come after us will suffer because we knew the truth and we did not advocate for the truth.
Every time an African speaks truth to power, they brand them radical.
Yes.
So every time you're branded radical, you're doing something right.
Peace.
And that's why I'm giving my flowers to your show. I've seen you metamorphosize, and you're heading to the territory where a lot of us will benefit from this. And we would like as many people to subscribe, because where you are leading us is you don't know the role you're playing, but you're creating narratives that have never been allowed to exist, because people are easily governed when they are ignorant. They become like sheep because they're easy to But when you educate people en masse the way you're doing,
yes,
they will brand you all names. Look at people like Malema, Patrice Lumumba, people like Nkrumah. Every time an African especially speaks truth to power, they find a way to brand them and make them smell like a wolf,
yes,
you know, because we were meant to be the continent that serves. We were meant to give them our minerals. We were meant to give them our land. We were meant to give them our energy to serve as slaves. And that is what has been happening.
Yeah.
The Black Americans were enslaved. The African was colonized. And then they made us sure we are fighting forever. So the Black American doesn't trust the African. The African doesn't trust the Black American. While the system thrives from our energy, talent, and creativity. But we are now, through conversations like this, we are breaking those barriers.
Yes.
We are sitting on a table and we are beginning to work together. Did you know that Black Americans, if they were a country, they'll be the 9th richest country in the world? Can you imagine if they chose Africa as their destination of choice to invest in an Ubuntu way, not like the extractive Chinese who comes to just take, you know? But these Black Americans are Africans. They might jump high as they want, but they are our brothers and sisters. We need to start working together as communities in Ubuntu way, and we will see this continent rise. And all the best to you and
Thank
Josh
you. Yes.
with the project that you've started. We will be coming there to visit, encourage you. Na nitawaletea mbuzi ya kwanza. I'll come with my sons, with each with a goat.
Yes.
Tuanzishie na mbuzi.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much.
This has been amazing.
Asante.
This has actually been healing. It's been amazing. And I just feel like I just sat with my big brother and we had a very beautiful conversation.
Yes,
so I really do appreciate you. For the people watching, maybe before you give us your parting shot, someone is watching, they would love to visit Ubuntu. As you've said, you are not overly commercializing this place. But of course, I know there are people whose intentions are right and they would benefit from just being at such a place. How can they be able to
get in touch with us? So www.ubuntuecolodge.com.
Yes.
And Instagram, Ubuntu Eco Lodge.
Yes.
And I'll also share our number, 0111 541 911. If you call us, we'll be happy. Even just come and visit. You could be wanting to start a project. Just come. I'll buy the coffee. You don't even have to buy the coffee. Come, we have a conversation, and we start. I like to hear such things starting because I know it employs 2-3 more people down the road, and we learn from each other and we grow this community. So you're actually really welcome. Come alone, come with your family, come with your bestie, come chill with us for a night, or just walk in, have lunch, and have a conversation.
Great.
Asante.
All right. Parting shot to our amazing people at home. What do you want to tell them?
Thank you for listening to the Lynn Ngugi Show today and really staying with us. It's been a long conversation. And you could have picked 1 or 2 things. But the most important thing I like to say, do not be stagnant. When wisdom comes your way, apply it. Being a fool is doing the same thing again and again. But once you get such nuggets, and I've been following Lynn's show, there is a lot of nuggets I've picked myself that I'm applying and using. Don't just watch and remain the same. Apply it. And we are coming into an election year also. As a country, let's maintain peace, but to kokadi, let us really go out and like the ants, let us get everyone out and make our voice to count. We would like to see these young people not just voting, but also seeking elective positions. Don't just vote. We will also like to see many of you seeking elective positions and being the change that you so much desire. So, exciting year ahead, and we pray for peace above everything else, that this great nation can thrive, and our farms can thrive, our farmers can thrive, and our communities can thrive.
Good.
Yeah, and
Yes.
Karura, they're cutting trees and let's vote, guys.
Yes.
Let's vote.
Let's vote wisely.
Yeah, let's vote
Tuko
wisely.
kadi.
Tuko
Let's
kadi.
vote wisely.
Yeah, let's vote wisely.
Thank you so much. Yes, and to you guys at home, in the words of the late Maya Angelou, I keep saying, when you know better, you do better. Ignorance can't be our excuse anymore. We know better, and now we do better. What a powerful conversation. I hope you have learned as much as I have today. Just being here, being in this environment has really taught me a lot. And you can see how people who went before us, what they are doing and the role they are playing in the society. The spirit of Ubuntu, we will keep sharing these conversations until sisi wote yani, until all of us can be able to live in such calmness and in this amazing world. So go on the comment section, tell me what your peak home has been. If you want to visit Ubuntu, their contact details have been on the screen now for a while. Follow them on social media. If this is your thing, come experience this calmness, this beauty. And I hope, I'm wishing all of us well. I just want us to be able to sit in such environments, because I keep saying these resources were given to us by God so that we can enjoy them. That is all. These resources were given to us by God so that we can be able to enjoy them. And I wish all of you the best. As you know, if you are looking to own a piece of land, we have amazing partners on our platform. We have Hekalu, who have great properties in Konza. Check them out. Their contact details are on the screen. And even if you want to get a property in Malindi, Makutano, Kithioko, guys, we have Golden Dreams Land and Properties Limited. Make sure you also get in touch with them. Their contact details are on the screen. I am partnering with these people so that we can kill this narrative. Ati unajua hakuna credible people who sell land. All of you that have bought land with these people, you have received your title deeds. And it's such an honor to work with people who have never received complaint from. So guys at Hekalu, thank you. Guys at Golden Dreams Land and Properties, thank you. And guys, once again, wishing you all the best in your investment journey. Twendeni one story at a time, we will get there. I really also want to appreciate the amazing team that gets to put this work together. Scholar Muga, Joshua, tunakuanga kwa field every other time, making sure that, you know what, we bring you these conversations. But we also have an amazing team in the office, our editors, Sam and David, we really do appreciate you. And of course, our business team, Valerie Mutange, we really do appreciate what you do for our network. So guys, share with me your take home on the comment section once again. And if you want to share a similar story, you know where to find me, info@lnn.digital, or you can also email me through lynn.ngugi@lnn.digital. Leave us a brief of your story, attach some images as well, and who knows, we could be sitting with you on our next episode of the Lynn Ngugi Show, where we get to discuss reclaiming our identity through the soil and also the importance of slow, intentional, and conscious living. I was your host, Lynn. See you next time. Bye-bye.